Hey everybody, wanted to go ahead and show another example of how to write copy with ChatGPT that doesn't suck. As we talked about it before, ChatGPT has a strong tendency of writing what I would consider to be vanilla copy. What is vanilla copy? It's bland, it's basic. And in fact, reality, that's where most of ChatGPT starts. ChatGPT, although it's a beautifully designed search engine, it's a beautifully designed content assistant. The problem is it's trained on everything on the internet, and when you train on everything, what ends up happening is that it goes back to being an average of everything. So what I've done here is I went ahead and had Gemini go ahead and create a list of questions, looking at customer avatars, looking at, client questionnaires, looking at pain points of the area, looking at pain points of the hotel, and then looking at reasons why people stay at the hotel. And then finally, what does the hotel do better than anyone else here? This really is our start of our source file. And as I'm going to show you in a second here, this is really going to be the crux of creating good copy. To create good copy, you need to know who you are, or in some cases, who you're writing for, who you're writing to, and then finally the reason why. We're going back to the 5 questions: who, what, when, where, how, and why. So I'm going to take this copy here, and I am going to go ahead and put in this hotel, which happens to be the Von Trapp Resorts. Let me plug this in here and tell it to answer questions based on this resorts. So after a little bit, came back and it's built out exactly what I asked for. Customer avatars, pain points of the area, pain points of the hotel, basically all this information here. So it gets a nice, good, solid information deck that's able to, really understand, who we are, who they are, and who the audience is. So now I'm going to go back in here. I'm looking at a page that already exists. Um, you know what? I will actually make this very easy, and I'm just going to do the home page. I mean, this is where all the eyeballs go. So I'm going to go ahead, plug this back into Gemini, and say review homepage. This site, show what it does well, show where it could be improved. And so from here, just looking with a set of questions that I gave it and looking at the homepage copy, it's listing out here what it does well. Immediate sense of place and atmosphere, strong emphasis on the story, appeals to multiple avatars, where it can be improved. The headline copy is a missed opportunity. Lack of a clear central call to action, no social proof for testimonials. So from here, now I'm going to have it from the information started with about the area, about the target market, and about why people stay at the area. I'd like you to keep same feel, sections, flavoring, just making this word up here, of the homepage. But I want you to integrate, I want you to take the recommendations and write copy based on we found out prior, website, and what we found out after we did our review. So now we come back with here's a rewritten homepage that keeps the same existing sessions, flavor of the site, and incorporates strategic recommendations and the intelligence we gathered. So for the homepage, again, it's looking at this here more than a story, a place to start your own. It's got a subheadlines here, and basically what we're doing is we're recreating on the initial information we got what's there, what's remains, and we're trying to infuse the two. We're not trying to create content because that's a deliverable. What we're really trying to do is to create emotion, connection, and pushing people through a marketing funnel. And that's, a few places here. We've added the testimonials. Doesn't exist yet, but again, social proof is always a great thing. It's one thing to tell your own story, but it's even more impactful if we have other people tell their stories. Year-round activities, here's winter, which is a big one. And then, go back into spring, summer, and fall. Going into the USPs. And, it's like, as I like to say it, we're subtly putting blinders on somebody. So they may not buy today, they may not buy tomorrow, but eventually they're going to. And what we're trying to do is create a compelling case of why stay here versus just staying at a hotel that happens to be in the area.